All right. So truth be told, I have been bugging this man for a little over a week now, and it means a lot that he has agreed to join me coming off his fight of the night against Edson Barboza at UFC 262. The fight ended in a way that honestly I've never really seen before in the third round. So let us welcome Shane Burgos to the program to talk all about it. Shane, thank you for doing this, man. How are you?
I'm good, man. I mean, I've been better, but yeah, I'm all right.
Well, I have been a pest. I do apologize for that, but thank you again. First things first, it's been a little over a week since the fight has happened. How are you feeling right now? That's more important than anything else.
Physically or mentally?
Both.
Physically, I feel pretty good. I got a couple bumps and bruises or anything like that. No headaches or anything like that. I feel pretty damn good. I'm just ready to get back to training. I want to so fucking bad, but obviously I'm taking it safe. I have a family, so I take my health very seriously. So I'm taking it easy, but I'm able to ride the bike and stuff like that. So I've been doing that basically every day, riding the bike, like the Airdyne bike and the regular spin bike. Been doing that a lot. But other than that, I can't wait to get back to training, man. Mentally, how I'm doing mentally, I'm pissed. I'm really fucking irked and annoyed. But it is what it is. I can't do anything to change it, so I've accepted it, and I'm gonna grow from it. I'm gonna move past it. I'm not just gonna sit and dwell on it. But yeah, when you ask how I'm doing, like the first thing I think of is I'm just fucking mad, man. It hurts.
Is it the loss, or is it just like the whole package, like the whole fight, everything around it?
No, but I thought the fight was I thought it was a fun fight. I thought it was going good. I thought it was going my way. I'm just mad that, I mean, I guess not mad, but I didn't, like, I threw the punch, I threw a jab, and I brought my hand right back to my head. He just came over the top with it. It wasn't like I threw the jab, brought it back down here, and he called me clean, me being lazy. Like, I threw it straight out, brought it straight back. He came around it. And it wasn't like, so I mean, I have no excuses when it comes to that. And I felt great. Like, the fight week was so smooth. The weight cut was so smooth. I really have no excuses. I just got caught. So I guess that's the frustrating part. The part that maybe if I had excuses, it would be easier to accept. But not having excuses, it kind of just hurts. It's like, damn, what the fuck, man? And then on top of that, like, I talked about this on my YouTube channel, actually. I have 3 losses ever. And all 3 of those losses came from the third round. All 3 of those losses came to top 10 guys. All 3 of those losses came to really good opponents that just they just caught me in that third round, which is the ironic part, because I always feel so damn good going to the third round. In training, I always feel great. In the fight, I always feel phenomenal going to that last round. I'm ready to empty my gas tank completely in that third round. And to have that happen 3 fucking times now, it's like, dude, what the fuck? And each time I feel like I've gotten better. Like the first time, I got lazy, I got caught. Second time, I got reckless, just running into Emmett. And then this time, I just threw the punch, brought it back to my head, and he came around my hand, and my hand was still up. So it's just super frustrating that I feel like I did the right things, and I still fucking came up short. So it's super frustrating.
Yeah, a lot to digest from the fight and what you just said there. And I think one thing that everybody can agree on is that the fight lived up to the hype for sure. I mean, this was the one everybody had circled on their cards, quote unquote, the people's main event. It was a back and forth battle. He was firing off those calf kicks early, but you were still sort of putting the pressure on him. You were landing the jab. You were going to the body early on. How much of those calf kicks affect you in the early going?
Honest to God, it didn't affect me at all. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. A lot of people ask me that, but man, I'm walking normally already. Like, literally right after the fight, yeah, my leg was hurting, and I fully expected that. That's not the first time that's happened. So I fully expected it right after the fight because the adrenaline wears off. But I'm telling you, I have a super high pain tolerance, and in there, I knew I was like, this is gonna look bad if I just let him kick my leg the whole fucking time. The other side of me is like, I'll eat the leg kick to throw my punches. But I was like, you know what? Don't give away any of the fucking leg kicks. Don't be an idiot. I've been in this situation before where when I fought his teammate, actually, Charles Rosa, he kicked my leg even more than Barboza did, and I just let him keep kicking my leg just so I could throw my hands. But after the fight, I won that fight. But after the fight, my leg was chewed the fuck up for a while after that one. So I was like, I'm not trying to just let this motherfucker kick my leg fucking all he wants. So I knew I had to start checking those. I started throwing front kicks on him so he couldn't land them as good. I think I did better in the second round, checking and making him miss a little bit with the low kicks. But yeah, honest to God, it really didn't hurt me when I was in the fight. I can walk normal. I was fine. I felt like I could bounce on my feet and everything like that.
I know it's kind of tough to gauge how the fight's going while you're in there, because you might see things than differently than we see them on the broadcast that your coaches are seeing. After the first 2 rounds, like, how were you in your corner feeling the fight was going? Like, did you all think it was 1-1? Did you think you were down 2 rounds, up 2 rounds? Like, what was that conversation like?
They thought it was 1-1. I thought it was 1-1. But I didn't really put too much stock into that. I always say this, I'll get the fight as 3 separate fights. You get the first round is the first fight, the second round is the second fight, the third round is the third fight. And I look for every round, I'm trying to take the guy out. So going into that third round, I was fully prepared to just pour the gas on it, empty my gas tank in that last round. But yeah, we thought it was 1-1 going into the third.
You came out more aggressive in the third, clearly, and then he landed that right hand, and it seemed like you were fine. Like, it seemed like you were good. And then, like, it seemed like I was watching for 10 seconds before everything happened. So, I mean, I don't know if you can even sort of recollect, like, how that all went down, but, like, I know you talked about on your YouTube page too, but, like, what were those seconds like from the best of your recollection from when the right hand landed to when the fight was actually waved off?
Yeah, I remember, the weirdest part is I remember everything, which everyone's pretty surprised about. Like, it's not, I don't have any, like, loss of memory when it comes to that. I'm like, it's weird. I remember it. So we were fighting. I threw the jab. I bring it back to my head, and he threw a fucking fast overhand right, and I didn't even see it. I was like, boom, hit me. And I was like, this is weird. I remember thinking it felt like my vision was slowly coming into a tunnel vision. My legs were slowly getting like the power of my legs was slowly turned off. It felt like someone was turning the volume down, like the power button kind of, on my legs, where I was like, remember, I was bouncing like this, and I kept dipping down. And when I was dipping down, I was trying to come back up to fully, and I was slowly just getting lower. And I was like, all right, what the fuck is going on? I remember thinking, like, I can't stand the fuck up. I was like, what is going on? So my mind was all there, but my body just wasn't there. And I'm like, my legs just completely, it was slowly, and then it was just off. And I fell back in the cage, and then that was it. Had
you ever experienced anything even close to that before?
No, that was weird. It was weird. Because like I said, I don't even remember when he threw the punch. It was so fast that he hit me with something. I was like, all right, hit me with something. And I just remember all of a sudden it was just slowly and then shut off. Weird. I mean, I saw some doctor did like a review or something like that. I didn't even watch it, but I heard they were attributing it to my conditioning and to my cardio and that, which is, I guess that's a compliment, but it sucks.
Did you feel like you mentioned when it happened, like it was like the volume got turned down? So like as time progressed, did you feel it start to slowly move back up to like get you back to your feet and like the wit started to come back? Do you know how long that took?
Literally as soon as the fight ended, like as soon as the referee stopped the fight, and I definitely went out for a second. I remember that where I was like, I woke up and I was like, oh my God, you fight. I stood up and I looked around, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Like I just knew the fight was over. I was like, he caught me with something. And I remember laughing in the moment because I just was in complete disbelief. Where I really could not, it felt like it was going my way. And I was like, are you kidding me? I really just got hit with something. And that's what it was just it was a weird feeling. It really was. I was just like in complete disbelief.
We saw the moment in the back where you and Edson were talking, and you guys obviously showed a lot of respect for each other. He was blown away by how the fight ended as well. But what did you guys say to each other in the cage before Bruce Buffer read the decision? Like, I know you got back to your feet. You guys had a little moment in there. Are you able to share what you guys said to each other?
He was giving me props. I was giving him props too. And then I was the part where I was laughing. I was like, dude, what'd you hit me with? He was like, I don't know. Weird. And I was like, well, and I was confused. I was like, what was weird? And he was like, the way he was just like, I don't know what I hit you with. And then I see the thing, and I'm like, wait, that was when, because I didn't remember, like, thinking back, I remember, but in the moment, I didn't remember my legs shutting off like that until backstage when I talked to my coaches. They were like, yeah, you went down like after the punch. I was like, oh, I do remember that. Fucking gotta be kidding me. So in that moment, I was just really confused.
One thing that sort of stood out from our pre-fight chat was you were talking about the Josh Emmett fight, and you admitted that one of the big downfalls was that you probably had too much fun in there. And one of the things that was kind of on my mind in terms of breaking the fight down was heading into it was, how will the fans getting rowdy and reacting to such a crazy fight, like how would that play into it? So I'm curious, like if the fans being so loud and boisterous, did that have any effect on you at all? Like, were you eating that up?
I definitely was enjoying it, but I wasn't, I didn't let it consume me where I was reckless. I felt like again, I got caught 100%. He caught me. He did a great job catching me, but that was more props to him than me being lazy. You know what I mean? Like I said, I threw the jab, I brought my hand straight back to my face, and he just came over the top. So I didn't get caught up in that moment of, I knew it was a really exciting fight. I knew it going to the third round. I could feel the energy of the crowd. I was trying to pump them up into that. So I understood it, but in the back of my mind was like, don't get caught up in this. Don't get caught up in this again. And I felt like I didn't, and I still fucking came up short. That's why this one really fucking hurts. It really does.
Dana White spoke to the media after the event. He essentially said sort of the same thing he stated after Calvin Kattar's lost to Max Holloway. Like, no talking to anybody, like get your ass to the hospital and take care of yourself. Like, what was that process like, if you don't mind me asking? Like, how long were you there? Like, what kinds of tests did they put you through before they let you go? Like, what was that like?
Dana was cool. He came up to me after my fight. He ran over to me and talked to me a little bit like that. And just told me, he's like, don't worry about me and that. I'm going to send you right to the hospital. It was like, that was an amazing fight. And I was trying to in the moment, I was just like, just tell me that was fight of the night right now. I was like, I know the rest of the card's not done, but that was fight of the night, right? He's like, so far. I'm like, all right, I'm taking your word for it. That's fight of the night. So, that honestly, that they sent us the only thing that sucked about that was I had to go to the hospital right away, and I really felt fine, which is super frustrating. I was like, this is just annoying. We go to the hospital, and one of the nurses tells us, I don't know why they sent you here. This is the busiest hospital in the country, the busiest ER in the country. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, this is #1 rated busiest ER in the entire country. I was like, not just the state of Texas. She's like, no, the country. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I was there for right after my fight. We went, and I don't remember what time I got there, but main car was at 9. I probably got there at 9:45, 9:40, right? I didn't end up getting back to the hotel by like 3:15 a.m.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was there for a long ass time. They did a CAT scan of my head, and it came back fine, but it just took forever to get the CAT scan. I was just sitting there twiddling my thumbs. We had to eat like the hospital cafeteria food, like, and there was a couple other fights. I was in there with Jacare too. He was in there for hours. It was a bunch of us in there, like, for a long time. And within 1 hour that we were there, 4 people came in with gunshot wounds. I was like, this is insane. It was that experience was pretty crazy. I saw a guy getting resuscitated on a gurney, like running him by my room. Guys standing on the emergency table, whatever you call it. Guys pushing it. While the guy's pushing it, the guy's on his chest, reviving him. The guy's just lifeless. I'm like, this is insane. I was like, get me the fuck out of here.
So you're probably like so relieved to go back to your hotel and beat feet.
And then I got back to the hotel. My flight is at 7 a.m. So I got to leave by 5 a.m. So by the time I'm done showering, it's 4 something. I'm like, I didn't even go to sleep. Literally didn't even get a chance. I had my cup and fight shorts and blood all over me until 4. I was like, this is ridiculous. So that part fucking sucked.
Yeah,
it might have sucked more.
You get home the next day after all of that, man, and you put out that statement. You let everybody know that you're good. You know, you're the patriarch of this growing family that you have. You just welcomed a new baby into the world. So I assume along with the extra $75,000 that you did get for the fight of the night, kind of softens the blow a little bit. But I mean, how would you, I guess, describe the last week or so since you got home?
I mean, I've just been trying to let go. Like I said before, accept it and grow from it, move past it. I don't want to dwell on it too much, and I can't dwell on it too much because it wouldn't be fair to my wife and my kids, because then I'm not dad anymore. I mean, like, now is the time for me to just be dad, to be a husband again, and not to be consumed with the fight. Like, I'm out of it now. What happened happened. I made some good money. Could have made more money had I won, obviously. So that sucks. But I just gotta be dad. I gotta focus on that. So that's all I've been doing. Like, we just came back to the zoo. Brought my daughter to the zoo. Just been trying to do things with her just to keep her having fun, and because nobody really sees the sacrifice and the self-discipline that goes into a fight camp, especially for me, because I mean, I don't know how anyone else feels, but everyone knows I'm a big featherweight. So for me to make 145 safely and smoothly the way I do, I'm super meticulous about my diet. Everything that I eat is weight or size. I never eat anything. If we go out to dinner, I'm bringing my own food. Like, everything is super, super strict, super organized, super disciplined. And that takes a toll on me mentally a little bit. Like, you get cranky, you get moody. And the only people that are really gonna get the shitty end of that is my family. So I don't want to be that. I don't want to be. So when I don't have a fight anymore, I just want to be normal dad. I want to be, let's go get some ice cream. Let's go do this and do that and have fun and not have to stress about me making 145. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ask that a lot. I'm like, I don't know how this man makes 145, but you do it so easily. Like it does. I mean, it just looks easy. I mean, I know it's not, but it looks easy. You know what I mean?
Yep, I appreciate that. Yeah, the actual cutting weight part isn't that bad. The dieting down to a safe weight to be able to cut the weight, that's the part that it's just not fun, man. And 155 is definitely in my future. I don't know when, but it's definitely in the future for me.
Yeah, that was gonna be my next question. But I know you were suspended indefinitely by the Texas Commission. And I know you've seen doctors as well. Like, have you been given like next steps, time frame for like when you can get back in the gym and stuff?
I just saw a neurologist 2 days ago, and she cleared me. She was surprised when I was telling her I had no concussion symptoms whatsoever. I have no nausea, no lightheadedness, no fogginess, no throwing up or anything like that. No light sensitivity, no memory loss. She's just like, all right, and no headaches at all. And she was pretty surprised, and I guess I'm a little bit surprised too, because how surprised she was. But she said that concussion symptoms can come 7 to 10 days later. She's like, after the 10-day mark, let me know. And if you're not having any symptoms, then we don't have to worry about it. But if you are having any symptoms, we'll come back and do a MRI of your brain just to be safe. But right now, I think you just lay low, hang out, don't work out too crazy right now. Wait for the 10 days to pass, and then we'll go from there. So that's what I'm going to do.
That's good news. I have to say, one of my favorite moments of fight week, and it warmed my heart to see it, was that video of Michael Chandler saying, "Hey, you want to see who my favorite fighter on the roster is?" And then he goes back and there you are. Because that was amazing, because I know how much admiration you have for him. What was that like for you, knowing that the feeling's mutual from Michael as well?
Man, that was cool, man. That was super humble of him too. Like, the dude is a really humble guy. Like, I didn't know him personally. You know what I mean? Like, I've only talked to him a little bit on Instagram and heard like him shouting me out. Where I'm like, I don't know this guy, and this is pretty fucking humble of him, because I've been a fan of his forever, and to hear he's a fan of mine, that's cool to hear. And then to have that clip shot on the embedded, that was awesome, man. I got a lot of props from that on Instagram and stuff like that. That was really cool fucking guy.
Yeah, that was such an amazing moment. I know. Were you able to like watch the card at the hospital at all? Like, did you see the main event?
Yeah, I did. He was a couple punches maybe away from winning the belt.
So wild. And then to see Oliveira bounce back like that was pretty crazy. Yeah. Such a wild fight. Were you starting to get worried, like after watching those like first round and a half, like, oh man, I might not get fighter than anymore?
Yeah, it definitely was. I was like, fuck, this is definitely gonna be fight of the night. Because I at that point I didn't watch my fight, so I didn't know how exciting my fight was at that point, right? So I'm me watching that Chandler fight. I was like, this is a great fight. I was like looking at my coach and my teammate, like, you guys sure I still got it? I was like, I don't know.
Oh, good for you, man. I'm happy that you got the bonus. I'm happy you're in a good place, and now I can stop bothering you. But before I let you go, man, I can't even begin to tell you like how many people have reached out, like asking for updates, how you're doing, and I try to like send them to your YouTube channel, and finally I'm just like, all right, I'll try to get them on the show. But do you have like any message for your fans, like the people who have your back, that these people that continually ask about you and how you're doing? What do you want to say to those people?
Thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. I mean, especially the ones that I don't know, 'cause it's still a little bit weird to have fans, but the ones I don't know personally, man, thank you guys so much from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate all the level of support, and I'm never really gonna change when it comes to the way I bring it, but I'm gonna be looking for the kill every single time I fight. And you guys know what to expect, man. I think that's why the fans love me, and I'm not gonna change that part. So I appreciate you guys. And then to my friends, my family, you guys mean the world to me. You guys know my team. I love you guys, and I appreciate you for having me on, man.
Absolutely. You're the man, Shane. Incredible fight. Heal up, my man. Enjoy the time with the family. And whenever you get back in there, I'll be watching. So thank you for the time, my friend.
Thank you, brother. I will be back better. I promise you that. Watch it.